Today I'm going to be showing you my best build for the Oracle. Now my Oracle is a summoner buffer, takes care of all the status effects on the party as well as being a tank. So there's two ways you can do this build. You could take 2 levels of the Paladin. If you do that, you're going to get at least +8 added on to all your saves because it's going to be +8 for your charisma. Then it's going to be your gear, if you have charisma on your gear, which you should have on some of your gear as well. So that goes to all your saves, will saves, reflex saves, all your saves. So that is pretty big. Or you can go all 20 on the Oracle and you're relying more on your buffs because basically you're always buffed, especially before all the major fights. You do quick save a little bit more because you summon in before the fights. So I'm going to show you all the spells, and in order to do that I'm going to need to do the all Oracle. But you could take 2 levels of the Paladin and you'll sacrifice the top level monster summon, but you're going to get all the rings for all the summons as well, all the gear. So it's not a big deal. You could go either or. Smite really doesn't help you that much. I mean, when there is like a big evil dragon or something, you can cast it on it just in case it hits you. So that is another plus. So we're going to take Gnome for the healing. This is a level 20 build. If you're not at least like level 10 yet, or if you wanted, you can go 10 on the strength and lower your con down to +2. But this is going to give us max charisma, a lot of health. We have the dex that we need for the build for our saves. We have the intelligence needed to get all our skills. So that one remaining point, it just doesn't make a difference. So you want to split your categories so between your group everything's pretty much covered for the conversations. But like I said, this is a level 20 build, so we're going to go Arcane, World, Nature, Perception, and somebody else, mainly our Sorcerer, if we're using one, which I do, picks up Religion and use Magic Device. We're going to be starting off with Toughness. You could switch this up a little bit. I'm going to take them in order as kind of as if I was just starting off as well. That way, if you're not level 20 yet, or if you're not even level 10 yet, you have an idea of what to pick first. So I'm going to be taking Blackened. We're not meleeing at all, so this is just 3 free spells. Scorching Ray is nice early, Hellfire is nice late. I mean, you could just toss it in. Mainly you're not throwing Hellfire, but once in a while it's fun to throw, so none of the other ones really benefit you. Next we're going to be taking Life. We're going to be taking Duel later on, but we'll start off with Life because it doesn't make a difference. If you're not level 20, because like I said, I'm going to do this like if you wanted to start off the build as well, if you're not level 20. So you start off with Life, you start off with Channel. We're going to pick up Lifelink later. We're going to take all the Cure spells because we also are the healer of the group. We're going to take Bless, Bane, and Remove Fear. The rest do not matter. We're never going to use them. If you are low level, take like I'll show you some of the ones. This doesn't really matter either. Make sure you are good though, because we want a couple of the summons where it has a choice between being good and evil. We want the good ones, so they're also buffing our team.
We do it my way.
So you're just going to keep going with these 4 for your skill points. You can actually take Dodge early too. Dodge or added resistance for Mind, Will, or Reflex. Preferably Will. So the other one you can take is Bane. I never throw this like after the first chapter, but so if you were just starting off, if you don't have the mass version of Bear's Endurance, the mass version of Blessing of Luck and Resolve, or the mass version of Bull's Strength, those are good to pick up early. Once you got the mass one, you're never going to use them again, so we're not taking them. Whole Person is good too. We are going to be taking Graze, Protection from Alignment. Well, we can take that later. We'll take them in order. So we're going to add to our will. Now we're going to take Spell Focus, Conjuration. This spell really doesn't matter. Shield of Faith isn't bad. Take that. Don't even bother with Summoning If you're really low level, you can take Summoning Monster level 1. And we will take Protection from Alignment Communal. Bestow Curse isn't bad if you don't have the greater version. We're going to start off taking Animate the Dead. Very nice spell if you run low on your spells. You can quickly throw out a bunch of those, especially before a battle because it summons so fast. And we'll add... Also, if you're not already Mythic and like Mythic 5 or something, you might want to take Die Hard if you are struggling with the game. We'll take Improved Initiative. Could also add more onto the Reflex and the Will. And now we'll take Lifelink. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, but we'll take Remove Paralysis just in case there's that situation where we just want to remove it quickly on one person. We can quickly use that spell instead. And Magic Vestment isn't bad. Not going to be taking it, but that one isn't bad. Definitely take Prayer. By the way, as you notice, we're only bumping up Charisma. That's why we started with these stats, because we're getting bonuses off our gear. We can always heal our fatigue, so that's not a big deal. And we're not going to get fatigued that often. Occasionally you will, but like I said, if you're just starting off, you might want to raise your strength. But we're only raising Charisma, so we get max +8. Death Ward is actually really good until you get to 20. If you save a lot and you end up in a section where you're getting like energy drained and negative levels, then just reload the save, cast this on everybody's save, and then refight the battle. Still taking it for this build as well because it does come in handy sometimes. It's mostly all communal spells, but there are a couple that are just really good because, like, you get those negative levels and ability, that just sucks. And now we can take a little bit more on Reflex and Will. So this one truly doesn't matter. We'll take another Whole Person. Let's see. Delay Poison Communal is not bad. always take that. So let's see. We're going to take resist energy though first. And we're going to take freedom of movement. Occasionally we can cast this on ourselves. It's 10 minutes per level, so it lasts a long time. And it makes sure that we can't get paralysis. Paralysis is probably the worst one for us to get here. And if you run into a situation where you are getting paralyzed and you lose that battle, or you just know you might be, you can cast it on yourself. And we're taking augment summoning because we are going to be summoning. The low level summons, it's just not worth bothering with right now. Like I said, we're going to start off maybe here. We'll see. First, we're going to do spell resistance. This is actually really nice in some situations. Well, actually, first we'll actually take Raise Dead. This is the one you would probably take first. In case you have a really monstrous hard battle and somebody does die, then you can revive them. Yeah, we started with toughness, so let's go continue with this Iron Will. And we want enhanced cures. None of these other ones really do us good. This one, because we are healing more out of battle than in battle, and I'll show you the gear. We will occasionally heal in battle, but it's going to be the Oracle with the helmet, or what is it, that the circle, the beam that you throw down on everybody. Anyway, that, the one you can add to in the ability perk section. We're going to be healing with that, and then we're going to be healing with mass heal just occasionally. Because we're going to be summoning so much that it doesn't matter. And also, this one does not matter. Some of these you're not even putting in your spell bar. They're just, you gotta pick one. We will take probably delay poison. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is only level 3. We can take delay poison. And we will double this one up. You have 2 energies, so when you know you're about to get hit with a bunch of fireballs or go through traps, those are incredibly useful. Definitely break enchantment for when your group gets hit. Now, we are going to be getting bears and actually, let's just get this real quick. Sometimes I forget which one it is. So, you're going to start off with abundant casting and keep going up to the 3rd one. Or if you wanted, you could have a little bit less and take Ascendant Summoning. Or, I'm talking about anybody at like level 15 or so. Not 20. Or you could take your second mystery. So we are taking the second mystery at battle, and it's bull strength that we get. And we also get, this one is actually really good. So we're going to really disregard the bonus. We're getting this for extra spells. We do want enlarge person. We do, like, magical vestment does come in handy because it's such a long spell. Once in a while you can cast it on someone. And depending on your group dynamic, it actually could come in handy for you. Enlarged person mass, depending on your group dynamic, can come in handy. Righteous might isn't bad. Bull strength mass we definitely want. And we actually do want Rift of Rune as well. An overwhelming presence is also a pretty decent nice spell. So we're taking this for the spells, not for the bonus. The other decent one to take is Nature. Nature has a much better final revelation, allowing you to become plant 2 times a day, I believe. And you also get Creeping Doom. The problem with nature is everything here does not fit the play style for this build besides Creeping Doom. So for that reason, we're going to take Battle. And that was Bull Strength Mass. Okay. So now we will be taking Bear Strength Mass. Or Bear's Endurance. I really wouldn't worry too much about the Fortitude saves. Definitely will split it will and reflex, or go 4 on will and then do the reflex. You definitely don't want to be possessed because you're the person that would remove it. So you want your resistances up. At level 20, we probably can start taking the monsters. I almost never run out just throwing 8s and 9s. Actually, I never run out. But haven't done unfair yet. So with this current lineup of spells, we'll start taking the summon monsters. Oh, it's only 4. Is it even... There is... Holy Smite isn't terrible. Yeah, you know what? We'll just start taking the summon monsters on everyone now. Just make sure. So this one, you could take Spell Resistance if you're not 20, or you could take Summon Monster 5. And we're also going to be taking Blessing of Luck and Resolve Mass. You can also consider Bestow Curse Greater, but because we're summoning so much, you actually could probably get away with casting this occasionally. Problem is, we don't really have penetration on our build, so a lot of times you're not going to land it. So it is a really good spell though, especially when everybody is missing, but you're going to pull so much aggro anyway that eventually they're going to land their hits and their crits and kill it. Whatever it is you're dealing with. Alright, so we are at 15. Endurance isn't terrible too, especially if you're just starting off. Actually, it's not bad late either, taking no health. We do have a few offensive spells, and just because we are going to use that one trap occasionally too, especially when we want to trap 2 areas at once, you can have your Oracle throw out 1, you can have your Summoner throw out like 2, your Sorcerer throw out like 2. So we are going to take Select a spell, because we do have a few offensive spells we might use. Mainly our top offensive spell would be the trap. And here we'll take Superior Summoning. Now we will take Spell Resistance. Yeah, I think the best one is Bestow Curse Greater. I think before I actually respect, I went with maybe the Greater Elemental Poison Breath. I didn't take it on the last time I tried. I have fucked with it before. And, like, Destruction, it's not that good if you're not using Penetration. Blasphemy isn't that good. It's okay. Bestow is really good. And if you have like 20 summons, 50 summons sitting on the board, or more, a lot of times I've had more, Bestow Curse is really nice. Just make sure when you go in there, potentially you're not going to get one-shotted. Also, while you take the spell, so you can walk away with your movement and not trigger a attack of opportunity. So right here, we're going to get Rift the Room for free. If you were to take the 2 Paladin levels, then your last spell would be Holy Aura, because there are more evil creatures than there are good. But we're going to take Summon Monster. Most likely you're going to end up using medium armor, so that is another potential. Just want to scroll down a little bit first. Make sure I did already get both the improved. So that's all done. There's nothing left down here. Spell penetration isn't terrible as well. You're mainly just summoning though, so I would stick with the rest being defense. Combat mobility is pretty good. And I don't think this one really matters that much. Probably Poison Breath. You could take Resurrection as well, but I mean, you got Raise the Dead. Just, you know what? We'll take Summon Greater Elemental. And we will take Holy Aura. All right. So if you were to do the Paladin, this is where you would end up, and you would take Heal Mass. That allows you to basically heal anybody from almost no health to max health. Also, heals ability damage, blinding, confuse, daze, all that stuff. So, Heal Mass is your #1 spell. You are sacrificing your summon monster and Winds of Vengeance for that extra ability to dodge, reflex, and will. Personally, I think you can just get away with buffing yourself. I'd rather have the top level monsters to spam. But like I said, it is an option to do 2 Paladin levels. You can't do more, and you can't do the Monk Sacred Fist, or the one that gives the AC bonus. Because if you do that, then you can't get Heal Mass. And Heal Mass is huge. Like, when you do end up taking... When you get late game... What is it? I can't believe... Oh yeah, Channel. Channel Oracle is not going to save your team. It'll help out a little bit, but if you're doing that, then you're not summoning and you're not buffing. So you're not really helping. You really should be healing outside of battle. And Heal Mass allows you to heal quickly when everybody gets hit hard or moderately hard, or when one person just gets basically annihilated. You can bring them right back up to max health. Or if they all get hit with like some type of status effects, it's just one other option. You can top them off as well. Because you are going to be taking the extra spells as well. And you're going to have more summonings through your gear. But moving on. So for this one, we can take... Actually, at this point, I'm going to take a spell penetration just to help out with that trap spell. Could have actually maxed out spell penetration as well. Taking one less defense, that is an option. Definitely Battle Cry though. Battle Cry is a really nice bonus on attack rolls, skill checks, saving throws, affects you as well. And we have level 8. Now for this one will be our last level 8 spell. So you are going to have to make a choice. Do you want the Elder Elemental to sometimes summon in? Or do you want one more buff against good creatures? There's not that many good creatures, and you got so many buffs going already. Especially if you have a sorcerer that can pick up the couple on their end that you don't get. Combined between the two of you, I'm going to take Summon Elder Elemental for fun. And now we'll take Summon Monster 9. Max out our Charisma. And once you got like a Constitution +6, +8 on you, like your health is, you're really tanky. Because you're outside the battle anyway, avoiding everything. So you can definitely put a lifelink or 2 on your weakest characters, and it's no problem. You don't really need to put them on your tanks, but you can just put it on your archer or your mage or something, or your assassin that might take damage here or there. That way when they do take damage, then they're not taking as much, and it's not like the tanks like where they just don't really need that heal during battle. And the last one is Wings of Vengeance, just to occasionally cast on yourself when you get ambushed or in the hardest fights. You can throw that on yourself before the battle, just in case you get hit. It's not worth taking energy drain. Polar Midnight isn't bad, but we don't have all the spell penetration, and we have nothing into that. Winds of Vengeance is our last spell. And let's get into the Mythic ranks. So, only got 8 at the moment here, but I'm going to be showing you all of them. So we already took the one for the second tier. Don't need to take Toughness just yet. We will take that later. We are going to start off by trying to get our spells up. I'm assuming if you're like at level 10, I'm talking a lot of times. This is a level 20 build, but I also want to do it for everybody not at 22. So I'm kind of talking a lot of times, like for everyone who's not at level 20. We want all of our spells up so we can do our top level summons as much as possible. Where is that? We have right here. And now we will take one more. Okay, so we have that. Now you could either take Ascended Summons or Toughness. Personally, I would take Ascended Summons first. Already at 308 health. Depending on your gear, you're still going to have like at least like 250. Watch after I throw that on the 333. And what other ones do this any good? Could take Last Stand. That is a serious option, because definitely you are the healer of the team, and you do have mass heal. So I am just going to throw that on there. You could throw that actually as your first one and then go into spells as well if you're struggling. And then we have probably Iron Will and Lightning Reflexes Mythic. And then Spell Penetration Mythic. And yep, that is, well, you know what, let me do this and I'll show you a little bit of the gear too.
I'm always ready.
Alright, so this is some of the stuff you would want. Early in the game, you want to look out for, where is it? The one that increases, yeah, positive channeling. So you want to go Google the location of the +1 and +2 if you don't already know. And get those for like your first 15 levels. Once it stops really healing anybody and you're really healing outside of battles, then you can go with something else if you have something useful. I actually just put this on. This actually gives me +4 intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, so that's not bad. I'm just going to leave that on. But you could go with something else as well. You want resistance. That's mainly what you're looking for. Anything that grants you high resistance or high resistance and something else that can benefit the team or yourself. Your rings, you're looking for the summoning rings. So definitely look out for this ring. You can Google that one as well. We have the Ring of Summoning here. You can also buy a couple rings if you don't have these two yet that give you spells. We have the Stormlord's Resolve to give us some bonus spells. There's the Quarterstaff that gives you +3 fireballs. You have the Quarterstaff of War Mage. And where is the one I was actually using? It is a spear or something that gives me a pretty good bonus. Oh, here it is. While wielding this +5 Thundering Burst Spear, which we never use, all creatures summoned by the wielder deal an additional 1d6 sonic damage. So that's pretty good. You also want the Tankard or Free Spirit. You want, you want this right here. Book of Dreams. Triceratops Statue. This allows you to get a companion, and they let you get in and out very easily from the battle. So you can move around and stay in the back and summon. And then if you need to go in real quick and heal or get in the middle to boost everybody, you can do it quite easily, especially because you have reduced speed and we took nothing to increase the speed. Getting this, you can get this in Chapter 1, you can get this in Chapter 1, you get all these in Chapter 2, I believe. So you get these fairly early in the game, and I found nothing better for the equipment for this build besides these early items. Brazen Whip when you're like maybe struggling a little bit, you might not want to become slow, but once you got like into Chapter 3, starting 4, you can just keep this on all the time. You're going to be hasting yourself 24/7 anyway, at least your sorcerer should be keeping your team on haste. This one's pretty good. We got our +6 Constitution. You might want to look that one up as well. I don't think this one matters. This one isn't bad because when we're below 50, we have a chance to reflect damage. So that's pretty nice. Definitely want this Belt of Demonic Shadow. Every time we cast a level 7 spell, we get at least one Shadow Demon. And then it's either healing them or resetting the 2-minute timer. So we just get one more summon there. And that summon's pretty nice. And spell resistance is good. And this one's really nice as well. anytime you cast the same spell 4 times during the day, which you're doing on like half of your spells, then they become quicken spells. So this is really nice as well. And that's all the gear so far. I haven't got to the end of the game. I gotta start Gotham Knights tonight. The perks and everything wouldn't change, but there might be some better gear along the way at the end of chapter 4 or 5 that I haven't acquired yet. But definitely Google those items. They're definitely great to grab. Searched everywhere up until the point that I'm at. No better items currently for my build besides the ones I haven't found yet. And that is my Oracle build. I hope that helps.